I don't know. Morning, y'all. How is everybody? I had an excellent sleep. I'm breathing heavy. Sorry. Good morning, good morning, good morning, morning. Please allow me a minute to set this camera up. Maybe I should hit the record button after I set everything up. But who cares? I look like garbage. I always look like garbage in the morning. I look not too bad for a guy almost 40 though. Just saying. So, morning. Let me get you guys into a better position here. See what I'm up to. Can you see it? There it is. Ye old bone brotho, huh? So, this morning I woke up and the water level is really down. It's been going, I think I miscalculated. It's been going for about 10, 11 hours now. So the one thing I noticed when I came and gave this a stir, because I'm almost ready to put the spices in and the veggies, but one thing I noticed was a lot of I see a lot of connective tissue still attached to the bones and stuff. So I went around and I just prodded at the bones a bit to try and knock a lot of this off, because a lot of that gelatin stuff comes from all this connective tissue that's on there. So they say 12 hours, but honestly, I refilled the water and I wouldn't mind going even another hour or 2 hours just to see if we can break down, some of this. Actually, we probably increase the heat. Get her a little hotter in here and we don't have to slow boil. So I left it on 3 overnight and I did go to sleep. Everyone on the internet, oh, don't do that, it's dangerous. It's just like, whatever. I got really good smoke alarms. It's on 2. And honestly, if she goes up and I'm in bed, she goes up while I'm in bed. Eh? But it's relatively safe on 2 or 3, I'd say. And if we're really that worried about it, we'll just use a slow cooker next time. But yeah, so woke up this morning, came out here, water was low, filled it up, and I noticed as I was filling up the water, and giving it a stir, I don't know. See all that connective tissue and stuff? I saw a lot of that still sitting on the bones. And the last time I did this, the last time I did this, there wasn't that much on the bones, but I had cooked this for 24 hours. And according to the old internet, 24 hours is too long. You end up breaking down the stuff that makes the collagen. I think it's called collagen. That makes all that gelatin, good gelatin in the end. Or makes the broth a really good gelatin. So what I decided now is I'm gonna, because that's the joy of doing this cooking stuff, right? It's all about experimenting. So 24 hours last time, the broth was really good. It tasted good. There was nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't as gelatiny that I wanted it to be. So this batch, obviously, I'm trying for a lot lower cook time, but maybe it should have been a lower cook time, higher heat, also during the day, so I'm not in bed, and that way the higher heat would have broken down all the stuff I noticed this morning a lot quicker. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Would have been a lot quicker. So, yeah, I'm gonna go for, I don't know, let's go for another hour. Like, yeah, like, I want to see all this stuff broken down, right? All this friggin', look at that big piece. Like, that's just a big, ooh, it's hot though. That's a big, like, that's the connective tissue, right? Like, in the joint of the cow, like, that's the good stuff. That's what creates that gelatin. That's the collagen, I believe. That's good for you. The fat that rises to the top, you end up taking that fat and making beef tallow with it, which is super healthy cooking oil. Flavorless though, I found. So if anyone out there watches this and they have a good way of making beef tallow have some flavor, let me know, because I don't know how to do that. I just scrape the beef off, or the fat off once it's cooled down, and put it in a container, and it seemed to have a lot of impurities in it, like just stuff from here. And so I haven't really watched a video of what people do with the tallow after. I just scooped it off and threw it in a container and used it for cooking. Maybe people have a way of gathering it, filtering all the crud out, and then making a better final product, but I don't see why I gotta do that. I'm not trying to sell this or anything. Look at that. Oh, look at that connective. Oh. Excuse me. And it looks like there's a lot of fat this time too. Like I said, the bones I got from the butcher had a lot of that. A lot of these with a lot of that bone marrow in them, right? Oh, look at all that. Yeah. So I'll set the timer and we'll do another 2 hours here. That'll give me time to get the spices ready. Well, I turned this up pretty high. I better stick around. Well, it's turned up. Tell you what, I'll bring her to 4 and then we'll come check on her. Yeah, I just want that. I want this stuff here and this stuff there to break down a bit more. Say good morning to the crew. What's up, bud? This is Bentley. The middle dog. This Miracle. And here's our senior citizen, Molly. Molly. Oh, that old girl. Hi. Hi, Molly. Good girl. Oh, I'm supposed to make an hour-long vid for the YouTubes. Made sure to change my shirt this morning so you guys don't know how much of an awful slob I am. This is my buddy's band, Berserker. Lethbridge, Alberta. They're on Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. Check them out. Maybe not TikTok, but oh, I don't want you guys to see my ugly ass cupboard. Kelsey talks too much. Yeah, I do talk a lot. I like talking though. Man, I should get this arm tattooed so it looks cool when I cross my arms. I can't cross them the other way, so it highlights my tattooed arm. That just feels weird. I gotta cross them that way. That feels right. What do we talk about today? I gotta fill up an hour here. About a little about myself, why I'm doing this. In yesterday's video I explained that I don't want to work like a mofo anymore, so yeah, I gotta keep the swear. I'm gonna try not to swear so I can make them age appropriate. A lot of that doesn't make sense to me. I guess I can't monetize the ones that aren't kid friendly. I don't know. Who cares? We're not worried about that right now. What was I going to talk about? Oh, about myself and why I'm here, why I'm in this situation. So currently I'm on medical disability for my feet. I was in a car accident in 2019, really screwed up my right foot. My left foot has a giant bone spur growing out of it on the side of my baby toe. So it makes it friggin' impossible to wear work boots. So about myself. Well, I just told you a little bit about myself. But there's more. I had thought of something to talk about last night, and it was about my story, about me. I'll get more into it someday. But yeah. I basically have had a lot of time off this year with the injuries. In April, I had a bit of a mental breakdown. Excuse me. I was stressed to the max. I was a foreman of a power line crew, well, sub-foreman. And the stress of that was getting to me. I did a lot of blaming of others, but it was all really me. It was my marijuana addiction. I know people out there, oh, you gotta get addicted to marijuana. You can. For all the young people out there, you can. Everyone praises marijuana like it's some kind of miracle drug. Ain't no miracle drug for me. It's probably screwed up a lot of my life since I started smoking it when I was 14, 15. So, yeah, 14, 15. So, yeah, I've been smoking it a long time. And up until April this year, when I actually was able to go on short-term disability, and then eventually I had to transfer over into medical employment insurance. And by the way, none of this pays very much money. Luckily for me, I have, come on, I like that front screen. I gotta figure out these settings today. For me, I had mortgage insurance and, you know, my bills are covered. Not a lot of room to save money. My goal this year was to work a lot, like a stupid amount, and save up enough so I could start a food truck business next year. And it all got kiboshed by my little freak out in April where I was just stressed to the max at work and in life. Work stress is work stress. I work a job that's hard on you mentally and physically. And I mentioned the marijuana addiction, and I think my marijuana addiction really caused me a lot of problems. These batteries are pissing me off. Like it's okay. We'll chop it up into two halves, I guess, or whatever. Just talk till it dies. I gotta figure these settings out. Okay, I'm getting off topic again. Where was I? Mental health, work, struggles at work, marijuana, stress. Okay, so at work I was really stressed out, and all my life I've had this tendency to blame others. So I was, oh, my boss is this. He was a hard ass. Maybe he'd been put into a sort of different position. Maybe it was stressful on him. Maybe the time wasn't right for me. Maybe I should have said I'll wait longer. But what it all boils down to is I was addicted to marijuana, addicted to my phone, and dealing with a lot of baggage from my past. A lot of trauma and PTSD. Get into that later. But yeah. And then it all came ahead. And then I was... I don't want to say demoted. It sounds so negative. But I was demoted from sub-foreman back down to just a power lineman. And that really hit me. made me feel like a failure, because there's a whole bunch more to this, and we'll talk about it in time, but that made me feel like a huge failure. Made me feel like nobody there liked me. That, I know I got a big mouth sometimes, and I have trouble regulating my emotions. ADHD. Again, not a marketing tool, not using it like that, but that just explains who I am. And when I saw a psychologist in April, he said I could very well be... One second. Fuck off! Sorry, kids. We got these maple bugs, and they're all over my yard. There's some videos of my yard you'll see in the future. My yard's a mess. My yard and me are one and the same. The yard in my house reflect who I am as a person, and it's a mess. But it's a work in progress. And that's who I am as a person. Is a work in progress. Sorry, I'm checking my phone like I don't have a prior engagement here with a video. I'm not crazy. The world is crazy. Where was I? Work, demotion, addiction, marijuana addiction. I talked to a psychologist, and he had mentioned that I've been self-medicating with marijuana for quite a while. And I have Vyvanse now for ADHD. I was on Wellbutrin for the depression, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm on the Vyvanse. But there's something about me in my heart that tells me I don't need Vyvanse. I don't need pills. I just need to find a way to get into a healthy routine and stick to it. And I think that will alleviate a lot of my ADHD symptoms. And stopping smoking weed, that would fix and change a lot of things. But I am addicted, physically addicted. I'm trying to work on that, but I'm struggling. 18 minutes. I gotta talk for an hour. It's good. Talking for an hour is good. This is my new therapy, I think. I don't think I'm gonna be spending money to go see a psychologist anymore. It's expensive. I'm not depressed or so suicidal. Like, I was so suicidal in April. It was bad. Like, I was ready to... But nowadays, I'm not. Those thoughts and feelings do and will come back. When you have severe depression, that's usually how it goes. It's hard to explain. I know there's people still out there. Oh, people get sad, man. People get sad. Yeah, that's true. Everybody gets depressed too. But I think everybody feels depression at different intervals. No. Different strength. No. Everybody experiences depression differently. And for some it's worse, for some it's not so worse. And for those who it's worse, they get it. Well, like when I talk to somebody else that I know has depression or has suffered with severe depression, you can tell. The people who've never dealt with severe depression or had severe depression, they don't quite understand it. So the people that get it, get it. The people that don't get it, don't get it. Because I know people out there like, oh, just don't be sad. And it's just like,